Okay. I've been wanting to do this for a while, and we'll see how this goes. I have not played this game since it launched, which I played through once, 19 years ago, and I remember it being different than Super Metroid, and I wanted to find out why. So I'm going to play through it, and I'm going to see what it is. I know this one had a bigger narrative focus than previous entries, but let's find out how well this works. Oh no, it was about 20 years ago. Okay. Oh, sick. Yep. Okay. Find myself on the surface of SR-388, being from Metroid 2. Being the only planet up to this point that Samus had not exploded from leaving. It's an interesting effect. Just stretching sprite on the axis appearances. Interesting uses of opacity. This is two images, or one of them translating on top of the other with an opacity filter on. Or the opacity turned down, rather. I do remember this is when they start wanting to put plot in Metroid, aside from they give it more of a narrative. It started leaning more into narrative and less into atmosphere, I believe. this is a direct sequel to Super Metroid. They did, like, the title screen did introduce it as Metroid 4. That modern tradition of leaving a place and exploding and then coming back. Why she had a CO as a mercenary, I don't understand, but I believe they played it more of the military angle in this, instead of just being a bounty hunter. Granted that I don't think they ever really did much with the bounty hunter thing proper, so. Lotion in the quarantine bay. The current source captures containing recent samples from SR-388, as well as parts of your suit affected by the X parasites. We investigate. Wanted bay is here. Moving quietly. There's an immediate. They lean less into exploration right off the bat and more into narrative. Possibly because I believe this was aimed more towards a younger crowd. Oh, her gun's bigger in this, and yes, she has to hold it with both hands. Tap, 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 tap. I'll get there eventually! Oh. Oh, they're really hammering in where to go, huh? Not just relying on the, Okay, I see. The 3 or 4 different thoughts in my head there was I was confirming that they are, like, really pushing where to go, which is, up to this point, completely new. Okay, so just hold that and you can go doop 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 doop. And then I was testing to see what the threshold of this thing is. They don't give you much time to get out of it, but, I mean, then again, you have to stop to trigger that. Alright, chunkier bullets. Again, aimed at the middle of the sprite, so they're easier to line up. That's weird. Firing in midair cancels you out of the jump. You do not keep the momentum. But you do here. You do here, just not if you're spinning. That's worth criticism, I believe. Probably something I'll get used to immediately, but that's wild that they would do that. I mean, visually it's alright. Especially for, like, Game Boy Advance, I think this looks pretty good. I think that would be in front of me, but very clean. You can read everything well enough. Oh, that's right, they have ledge grab mechanic in this too. Interesting. Traditional wall jump. Interesting. Music went Metroid 2's route of being more atmospheric and less melodic. They're doing Zelda-style exposition dumps, which I'm not quite a fan of, but I understand what they were trying to do. Oh, there's music. They do, right off the bat, tease you with things you can't do, which is tradition of this style of gameplay. I think it's done pretty well. It feels a little heavy-handed, but at the same time, that may just be the age distinction. I think this was built more for earlier, younger children, shall we say, than Super Metroid was. I think this was designed to be someone's first Metroid. Off the bat, I'll put it like that. An accessible Metroid. Which I don't understand why that would be a thing, because I found the original to be accessible, but... By the time this came out, I was so used to video games that it would be difficult for me to have understood that. Alright, visually I like it. This very clearly indicates something happened. They basically dump you in an area where you have to collect the X thing. Nice. Check something real quick. Okay. Did I go back? Exposition. This is unfortunate news. The specimens brought by the field team were infected by X parasites. The X can mimic its prey. Any specimen could have hosted it. Before the explosion, a security sensor scanned one. It's a nice effect for Game Boy Advance. Relentless X parasites invade and rapidly reproduce, killing the host creature. Explode from the inside. It sucks. They also absorb DNA and use it to mimic the host. You were almost killed by an X infection. Only the Metroid vaccine saved your life. Seems Metroids were the main predators of the X. That's why the vaccine worked so quickly and so well. It has also changed your cellular makeup and also your cellular phone. You will never be infected by X again. In fact, you can now absorb any free-floating X parasites without a host by merely touching them. This will allow you to replenish health and restore weapons. You may also restore latent abilities this way, so pursue free X parasites whenever you possibly can. These elements from the bees and violent ones must get X out of the breeding environments at all costs. I know they're going to be in the breeding environments. This is vital status. I'm already detecting mass bioscience in this region. The X are gathering. This may be our chance to exterminate them, but you're only at 10% battle capacity, so your chance to survive is extremely low. Mission needs you on live and on duty, Samus. Subject clear, yes. I'm going with this though. This music's a little wild. I like some exploration quite yet. Immediate visual affordance of what the X can do. Tunneling into the save room. A visual reinforcement of what fighting an X would look like. I'll put it like that. Oh, that's creepy. Nice little bit of environmental storytelling here. I do like how on the map they visually distinguish between secrets and not. SKU that support you with downloadable weapons data. This will be used to use missiles. Hope you can some enemies your beam can't hurt. Data room for the download. Data room is here. As a general rule of thumb, whenever you start a game and it gets a little hand-holdy, it's because if it feels hand-holdy, it's generally because the game is intended for a younger audience than you. Which is not to change how anyone feels on it, just it's a general metric for age group is what I mean. I believe there's going to be more exposition. Yep. It reminds me of a gruff Federation CO I served under, named Adam Malkovich. Called my lady on missions. From anyone else, it would have sounded sarcastic. But Adam made it sound dignified. With respect and with some irony, I named the computer after him.
What's over there? What's over there? What's over there? What's over there?
I believe this is where you find a boss fight, and you have to go through there. But I don't remember when. I think it might be at the end of the game. Reach out through. You won't really need it by the time you get to this, because everything before this has been safe. But this is an introduction to what they are, which I think is handy. And you know what a save room is because you hit one, so they're dragging you through that so that you. Okay. You've already been in a save room, and you can identify it on the map. So when you see this and you go, well, I should save, it's going to drag you through that room to introduce that room. I think that's an interesting way of doing that. Navigation room. Oh, just go to the next room. Okay. I'm not personally a fan of this much exposition. Oh, that's what art is. Okay. Especially not like right off the bat. But I can kind of understand the idea. Because they wanted to push more narrative into Metroid, which hadn't really had much previously. First is knocked out the elevators on the main deck. It's related to the X, so I'll work on it. It's for you. Try to find another way to the target. It's located here. Huge bioscience, broken missiles work, or lizards. Try it out. Objectives familiar, yes. Missiles feel and hope, don't hesitate. Use them to find a way to the target. Now, is this a toggle or a hold? It's a hold. I like that. I can, use this. Nope. Forced into the jump. Can't double jump up there. I mean, there's the clear visual affordance that I have to go up there, but I want to see. Nope. I've been told that this game is harder than Super Metroid, but I don't remember finding it difficult. Okay, the red hue, focusing on that. Audio affordance when you shoot it with a normal beam. That's even the asset right next to it that's glowing, pulsating red. I think that's a good visual affordance of where you're supposed to go. Oh, we only need one. Okay. Immediately head into this. Teaching you about falling blocks. Teaching you about destroyable walls. Standard fare. Teaching about regenerating missiles. Teaching you about ladders. Teaching you about missile pickups. It's running through the regular gauntlet pretty quickly. And silently, rather. Silently and quickly, rather. Wasn't paying attention. Oh. Teaching you about secrets. I think that might be less of a teaching thing. Well, no, because the if you look at the top right, that definitely had a circle there to show that there was a secret here. So that may have been hinting at it rather than a full tutorial. Make sure I'm actually... Okay, yeah. Oh, I just walked through it. Okay. Shoot in face. That's not the way I came. Yes. Let's check the AI. Vision based. Get it up into it. It's just gonna lunge at me, I bet, once it gets close enough. Visual affordance that's coming back, rather in your face about it too. Let's see. Fairly a lunge. This thing isn't really meant to even hit you. It's pretty much meant to teach you how damage works. This, on the other hand, I do like how chunky the bullets are. Red's full health, if memory serves. And now we're at the ledge grabbing thing, if you haven't found it previously, and that shows you where to use it. Energy tank. First, hit your boss. Oh! Throwback to second game. This is how you get the jump ball, by defeating one of these guys. There's armor. I'll hit it from one direction, rather aggressive. This is a little demanding of the first encounter, but not insurmountable. Maybe it's not made to be excessive. Or accessible, rather. That's what I remember. They're supposed to be like emulations of previous enemies. No matter what this is. There we go. Sound effect as previous entries. We're changing into Morph Ball, which is an interesting choice. In a game where you no longer need to use sine wave and such. Why? No. Just gonna shoot that. You can shoot while on the things. I think my biggest problem with this game as a kid is just that the... Oh, that's nice. They made the trigger volume to engage that as a monster over here so that you wouldn't just drop down directly on top of it this early in the game. A little accessibility to make it comfortable. I think my biggest problem with this game back in the day was that the music just never hit right. And I don't mean, like you say, the music is bad, but it lacked the atmospheric impact of, like, literally any game that came before it. Not that there's anything bad with it doing its own thing, but... it just kind of made it a little strange for me, I guess. So, as mentioned, I'm not entirely on board with the shift to exposition dumps and narrative in general, but that doesn't mean I don't think there's a space for it. And I think this is pretty much the only way they could have implemented it. That sort of thing does slow it down more than I would prefer. Breeding environments have been invaded by X-parasites. Oh, the thing that you talked about being scared of happening has happened. So actually, the simulation of the bio ecosystem. Get main elevator, access Shouty's elevator 1. Yes. That's going to the early explosion. But yeah, I don't know how they would have been able to add story into what they had previously done without doing it like this. I feel like there's probably a secret up there, like way up at the top. Oh. Well, I mean, now I gotta know if there's anything in there. Ridley's in there. Okay. It's a nice bit of, characterization, maybe? You get damaged in there, but, like, not enough for it to matter, but just enough for it to give context for what's in there. And I think that's interesting. Nice view outside the spaceship. I do like how the environments look. I think that's neat. More exposition. Oh, no. Okay. Storytelling in the way that I like. That's creepy as hell. I remember that scared the shit out of me as a kid. Now, I know this game doesn't let you sequence break, but is there anything I can even do if I try to go a little different? I believe this is the Brim... Yeah, the navigation thing just kicks you out. Okay. This is, you're in the wrong way, madam. There are people that consider this way of doing things to make this against what Metroid is, in a literal sense. I don't know that I subscribe to that line of thinking, if for no other reason that I don't think that there should be a primary thing of what a game is or is not. I think they just should be taken all on their own. I think each iteration should be just considered its own thing. Even if it deviates, like, significantly from previous stuff. Because I don't see the benefit of getting locked into it being one thing. Or enjoyed one way. An elevator leading to the access shaft has been severely damaged. I believe you mean exploded. It'll be totally unusable for some time, unfortunately. Some unknown agent is at work, something very powerful, certainly not human. I'll report when I know more, and I'll listen closely. Access Sector 1 have invaded the atmospheric stabilizers and must want to alter the environment to their needs. Are already reproducing. There are 5 atmospheric stabilizers to stop them. Yeah, I don't think they could have told the story in the way that they wanted to here without it slowing down this much. True. I do think that, like, them coming through the X things, like, wandering around on the screen before they become before they pop into something dangerous is an interesting angle. Makes the world feel a little bit more alive. I remember the little GameCube in the top left corner of those things too. They just hemorrhage the missile ones so you know what to hit them with. And the mist dissipates. Let's say the traditional Rage things, but I don't think they ever... Whoa. Okay, so now they're just bumping back and forth between... oh, what's the damn word? Running through the usual gambit of Metroid enemies. And a soft explanation of how secrets work. By showing you the reward of the thing that you've already got and having it be hidden behind here in case you haven't gotten that yet. Being a major part of the Metroid franchise. And then reinforcing what you probably just figured out there worked right here. Or teaching you what you missed in the previous one if you didn't figure it out. I do like that they gave a narrative context for why enemies drop power-ups. I think that's underused. Not that it's even that easily used to begin with. Depends on the context of what's happening. I think what they've done with the AI is like a lot of these enemies that I'm looking at are from Metroid 2 specifically. I mean, of course, this is like emulating SR3A8, which was where that game took place. But like, a lot of the enemy AI in that game was extremely basic because it was literally on the Game Boy. So now they have expanded attack stats and such, which I think is a nice touch. This is probably an exit. Like, these things barely moved and certainly did not charge or skid to a halt in the other game in which they were featured. I was not even looking at it. Sort of get to looking at Twitch cameras. I just do not vibe with this music though. It just seems generic. And I think it might just have something to do with it being Game Boy Advance music, because like there are certainly tunes in the GBA that slap. Okay, I was gonna say that slapped. There's always been an unspoken rule in Metroid that you do not have secrets in save rooms, but I guess this one you do. Although this is probably no, it's not an exit. Okay. A little throwback for people that already know how to wall jump. Okay. But yeah, like there's a lot of there are soundtracks that slap on the GBA, but I think it's just. Did I get lost in the weeds with this? Maybe I'm just spoiled by Super Metroid's soundtrack. I feel like I have a wildly different experience with this if this was my first Metroid. Eh? Okay. No. Okay, maybe this was the exit. I was supposed to go the other way. I'm kind of confused because the game seems to be built to be more accessible in the terms of level layouts and stuff, but the AI certainly seems a bit more challenging right off the gate. Like, not as a complaint, just as an observation. If you look, it kind of like, if you look carefully, there's like if you look carefully, it kind of like freaks out for a second on a specific frame. I'm not even sure that the recording's up that, but it glitches out slightly on, with the hand that goes, with the gun hand as it goes up there. Like the sprite loop that it's doing just doesn't quite match up with it. This is a little jank in general. It's from how it like scoots, tries to resolve. Like what it's doing here is like, there's the loop in which you're moving, and then like the moment you stop, it tries to like force the loop to finish before you go back to the hanging animation instead of just stopping. I feel like it's just a sprite limitation of what they could do with animations on a Game Boy Advance. But it still looks just a little bit weird. controls feel just a bit stilted in combat. I mean, in a way that's doesn't feel that different from Metroid previous. And also, I haven't played this game since it launched, so I'm probably not going to be that good at it up front. But the game's not really expecting me to be. Oh, also, demonstration of water physics in that previous room. A variation on how you approach this using the ladder. Oh, I like that. A little more characterization. It's like the X things are turning these background objects into monsters that are attacking me personally. I like that. That's interesting. Let's see if I can just land on it to kill it. This object right here is basically a clown card. It keeps spawning more. For the X to invade, mutate, and turn into. Neat. I can shoot him in the head with a fucking pistol. Okay. They're using variations of pre-existing stuff that they've shown you how to do to get you to do these. Like reinforcing the concepts they've already presented in the design space. Did not even notice this thing. I walked right on by it. I'm guessing missiles. Missiles. The missile thing has collision? That's strange. Possibly a side effect of something under the hood. Okay, so that was an exit earlier. And now I'm going around that way to go to the other way. Okay. Shoot you in your foot. I will say that the missiles feel like they have a lot more weight to them than in Super Metroid. They had a lot more weight, but they feel good. They feel good to shoot. I think it's the small delay before they move. They finally just straight up dead end you into a room, and they set up how to fix it. Not fix it, go around it, solve it. Use everything they've already taught you to do it. Save room? Nope, attached to one. It'd probably be more accurate to describe the intended use of the room previous as a farming room. Does not seem a refill station. Wait. It has the frog things in the background, so if I leave these alone, will they just pick up another one? Yes. Oh, and they just come back in general. Okay. What's that up there? It's a big fucking apple. It's weird that they kept the eye doors. Because they don't fit in with the X, they're just kind of there. Chozo, bro. I like this little bait and switch. Oh, this music is not vibing with me at all. Charge beam! Samus looks like she's like rolling over in her sleep with that sprite like that. Big old chunky Game Boy Advance bullets. That should address that. Oh, well, I already destroyed it. It was visually distinct from the rest of the level. This little box area that I just blew up. So like Metroid muscle memory kicked in and was like, hey, you should shoot this. Interesting. But muscle memory for Metroid Secret still holds by all appearances. It's still got the core path, but at least it's throwing you some stuff along the way. And using previous stuff. And then that moves. I still can't get over this over here. With the secret that way, that's not typically... That is a no-no from a Metroid precedent standpoint. Although they did at least let the block that showed that be visibly destroyable. So they telegraphed it well enough. I think you're kind of encouraged to use missiles more in this game. I'm still getting used to the aiming in this. Wait, was that? I'm trying to... Was that gonna siphon me like a Metroid? Was that what was that? Yeah, okay. I exploded a person sludge. stabilizers online. The X have already made it to other sectors, it seems. In particular, Sector 2. Trove. Tropical habitat shows abnormalities, and I suspect the X entered the sector with the help of an unseat saboteur. He or it. Maybe intro now. Over there, we need to put an end to this. Is it Samus exposition time? It is! To listen to the briefing, my thoughts turned to Adam. The real Adam understood me well. He would end orders by saying, "Any objections, lady?" He knew that I wouldn't disagree. It was just his way of noting our trust. I wonder if I could trust his computer, too. Visual affordance on which one to go to next. You've learned the identity of our mystery saboteur. Samus is an X mimicking you. Wow. They've named it the SAX. They've saxophone. I believe the saxophone came from the capsule containing your infected suit parts. Used a power bomb to escape the quarantine bay. An explosion breached the capsules containing all the X that started this disaster. Not that Sax is definitely our biggest warrior right now. Beautiful power, you can't face it. If you SAX, just run, don't think about fighting. You were still very, very vulnerable to cold, an unexpected side effect of the Metroid vaccine. That would make sense. Metroids are vulnerable to cold. So, Computer Man, how us make a video game? They say. Oh, it's very easy. You open up Unity, and gently literal. You open up Unity and hit the Make Game button. And don't forget to have good graphics enabled when you hit it. Oh man, that worked, thanks. Hey, no problem, buddy. Of course, the saxophone is armed with ice beams. Stay away. You see it? Just run. Bomb data rated in the data room. Bombs help you find a way out of the SAX traps. The room's here, but it's still by level 1 hatch. I forgot good graphics. He's tightened the graphics on level 3. Or whatever the hell that commercial from the early 2000s was about. What was the tagline for that? Can you believe we get paid to play video games? And then it was like a QA position. Ugh. You'll have to find the security room, and I'll downplay crunch and everything else. Wow, that was awful. Yeah. You'll have to find the security room and release the level 1 locks. Per safety protocols, it's not marked on the map. Find it on your own somehow, Samus. Just find a security room on level 1 hatches and go to data room and get that bomb data. Okay, so they guide you in a handhold through everything in this, and then now they want you to do a little exploration as a treat. To remind you this is Metroid. I never understood what this is. I mean, that top icon's clearly the missiles, but I don't know why there's a 0 on it. As a treat, exactly. Samus can have a little exploration as a treat. And little jingle bells too, judging by the soundtrack all this stuff. Fancy sync. Yeah. I want to do this. Well, no, it's a dead end. Look at Mr. Insect Grabby Hands over here. Whoa! Oh, that's gross. Oh, I just straight up can't kill that thing. Interesting. He just wiggles. Huh. Hate that meat tower, yeah. Not a fan of the pulsating meat being. Brute force? No, I won't let me. I just can't get it yet. I think that just the jiggle is the worst part of this. That you're not gonna hit me with that missile. Allow me to shake my non-existent ass. Need bombs. Perhaps. I need bombs. I think you were possessed by a skeleton for a moment.
I have no idea what you mean, He-Man.
Wait, I can make this worse.
Sans? Get the spaghetti. Nice Fortnite reference. Okay, you made it worse. I have regrets. Meh. Meh.
The game wants you to the game gives you a little room to explore, but it kind of doesn't in the same breath. You got two options, one of which will just block you from where you need to go, and the other is just the other way you can go. I'm starting to understand why people have viewed this as a mixed bag. I guess I think some people love it, and some people were kind of just feel like Metroid to me. They have the dudes from Meridia in here. In an unmarked room. Did this room just exist to show how the blue doors work, that you can now get in them and have nothing else of merit? Really? Interesting spread overlay. Okay, so it overloads. The layer has it over. Well, I guess it would have to be. Okay, the charge-up effect exists on a layer closer to the camera than anything else. Which it would have to be in Afterdark because it's literally sitting on top of the gun. The other option would be behind it. And then everything else is in front of it, or not there. Okay, let's see. Allow me to bonk my face on literally everything in the way on the way down. I do kind of like that they give the bombs more use by having everything be just a bit higher time to kill. Or just have a bit higher time to kill. Ooh, when you hit them with a bomb, they get pissed. They're like, ah, hell no, I gotta get the hell out of here. I really hope there's bombs soon, because they're telegraphing where that you need to bomb stuff all over the place.
Oh, right, you get them literally here. Wow. Hopefully soon, yeah. Okay, so whatever problems I have with the music, I do like what they just telegraphed. With the explosion and then footsteps. We're gonna head out because you... I think I'm gonna head out for now because you brought up Unity and I want to get more familiar with the interface again. Yeah, go have fun. Let me know if you just pop in and ask questions if you need any. Or if you have any questions, rather. Oh. Well then, they are forcing you to use the bomb. Oh, you... Okay, I really like that. They telegraphed the hell out of this bomb being breakable, and then no, it's the block under you. Oh, I remember this shit. Like... Memory serves, the SAX is about to jump scare the shit out of me. Okay, yeah. Okay. I don't really think that there's much I can do up here. Okay, so there's really nothing I can do up here at all. Oh, nope, there was. I found the secrets. But I need an ice beam to get up to. Did not realize my health was that low. Wow, this does not have the BB thing. I kind of feel like the music of this is kind of more reminiscent of, like, LucasArts games back in the day, instead of Metroid. Which isn't really a critique, but it's kind of an interesting choice, I think. Not necessarily the texture of those things, but the instrumentation. No, not even the texture of the instrumentation, just like tonally, just a little bit. Dimensions. Oh, yeah, I can just... okay. Let's see. Oh, let me check something real quick. Just want to see if... Okay. Actually, the visual design of some of these areas might be a little reminiscent of those like LucasArts stuff back in the day too. Or not even LucasArts. What the hell do they call it? Like Space Quest, that sort of thing. These have thrusters now. Interesting. Oh, I didn't even see the little spiky things just shooting at me. Yes, scoot to your doom. Scoot over here where I can hit you. Ah, full health, excellent. Okay. I do really like the visual aesthetic of this game, especially the environments. I think that's a strong point of this game, for me anyway. It's interesting to see them use enemies previously established for Super Metroid outside of the environments in which they're using. Like, those were used in water. I don't know. Wait. What? Ah, okay. So they had a teachable moment here I just bumbled into. Spam bombs, find secrets. And there's hidden stuff you'll be able to find if you explore enough. Understandable. Not bad. They teach you a lot up front in this game. A lot of it's silent, in the same way that the previous games did. But it's more of like a gauntlet style so far. The pacing's a lot faster with it. It's like they want you to understand it and get out of the way. Which isn't really a complaint. It's just an interesting... I just find it to be an interesting observation. Let's see,
Screw Ariel, I'm going out of here. I don't need your shit.
They seem to... If those come back... But they seem to be... This is like the second time they've put a fairly easily farmable area directly outside of the save point. I feel like that's intentional. Ooh, I remember this room. We'll come back to it in a second. Maybe I'm supposed to go back to that room. Hold on. Nope, this is an exit. Let's see. I keep trying to run by hitting a button that does not exist on the GBA. I will never get used to aiming, canceling out the jump. Like that. Wait, am I not supposed to be here? What's happening? So I can't get up there. Did I miss a door? I did miss a door. Oh no, I got excited because I thought it did the water. Well, it's doing something. It's the little particle effects where the feet run. They were doing that previously in Super Metroid around areas that were wet. Only in a few specific areas. No, they're not doing it up here, but they're doing it right here. Huh. So, I mean, the correct answer is clearly down, but... It's power bombs. Okay. Go down there. Ah, save them. Remember to save the game! Actually, let me do this in case something jank happens with my controller that doesn't... In case Bizarre crashes again. Classic palette swap. This is probably an exit. This is an exit. Well, I mean, that's not an exit, because that's how you get to a boss, but there's nothing I can do in here yet. Interesting. Check something right. Yep. Well, I got max health out the deal. I got too many complaints. Let's see. They have increased time to kill in a lot of this. I think it slowed it down. Or slowed down map traversal as a result. I think they had to because, like from a size standpoint, I don't think this game could have had maps the size of Super Metroid. So I do have to admit, the irony of complaining. Well, complaining is probably the wrong word. Of it having, like, it guiding you through everything and just not giving you an opportunity to explore. And now that it has opened up enough to explore, I have no damn idea where to go. What does sleep do? Oh, I forgot the Game Boy Advance had that. Interesting. Into navigation room. I guess we need to go up, I guess. Eventually. Okay, to finish the thought, I think they increased the time to kill on the enemies to slow traversal down enough to make up for the fact that you can't just blow through levels. Can't go through there because that's super bomb. Can't go down. No, actually, no, that might be functional. That this thing, because like I could do that, and then the moment I shoot, I cancel out of that jump. So it might be. Where do I get from there? Can't go anywhere in here. Can't go up. Can't do anything in here because I can't jump high enough. Huh. Am I gonna have to Google this already? Oh, good lord. Okay. To Google. Sector 2. The bombs? That. Safe station, keep moving right. Oh gosh. Okay. Okay. It's not too bad. I just absolutely failed to read the room, literally and figuratively. Okay. Still the wrong way. Wait. I don't know why, I'm just easily amused. Okay. I now understand why the vaulting is a mechanic in this. Actually, you know, I should have realized that this is the way to go, because if you don't know how to wall jump, you can't leave. So I think that's a sufficient visual for this. I fool that I am, just did not read it correctly. I mean, there is... Okay, yes, that's... Let's see, yeah. So yeah, I was supposed to look at the eyeball thing in the room beneath me and realize that I could do something in here to go down, like so. That's entirely on me. Like, I knew this was here. I should have figured this out. Oh, Jesus, okay. Three, probably? And then... Yep. Completely hosed that up. Couldn't line it up. The boss music is just a bit weak. The boss design, mechanically and visually, I think is very nice. Very nice presentation on making it feel alien, literally and figuratively. Do that a little bit more over here. Just the controls are a little bit stilted, but that may be from not being used to them, and also the fact that it's using a controller different than the one designed to play the game with. So, it's not really a critique so much as an explanation on why I keep getting my ass handed to me. I jump a jump ball. Interesting. And she looks like she just rolled over and is about to go back to sleep. Aww. Interesting to give jump ball this early in the game. And you can just hold down the jump button to jump. Is there a secret up in this room? It looks like there might be. I think the idea is I go... No? Oh, no, I just jump and vault. Okay. I do want to see... I'm not going to be able to find it. Okay. It immediately teaches you how to use it, as is tradition. And then these go to sleep. Nice little characterization of the level. Still weird that these Meridia enemies are just kind of roaming around in technology areas, but I mean... The function they serve is fine in the area, in the little challenge room they're presented in. It's just, the only part of it that's weird to me is a previous association with a different visual theme. Like, it's not even a complaint in just finding it visually bizarre. Let's see. I believe this is where the SAX just scares the shit out of me. kind of cute that they go to sleep. Okay, no, I got everything here. Now... Ah. Aha! Visual affordance, I can bomb there, I believe. Yes. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Ah, here's... I will say when this game came out, these parts with the SAX were fucking terrifying. I distinctly remember that, and I think... Okay, so I think tone has taken a backseat to this game in a lot of aspects. In the moment-to-moment stuff. Moments like this, where it doubles down on it, I think are done really well. And that may be why it doesn't have it everywhere, just to focus on that happening, just to give it more emphasis. A lot of things went to sleep after I killed that thing. And now I can't go back that way. Interesting. I think that's probably why I gave you 2 save points. So close to each other. Because one of them would be locked off. Again, nice little place to farm right outside of a save point, which is, I think this is the second time I've seen that. I will say that I do find shooting in this game to be fun. It's like hammering down on a button feels great. Oh, the little buggies. Let's see, I think I can go up now. I will go left first. Oh yeah, I can now leave this area because I can jump high enough. I can go, go higher. But now I can't go in there. Because there is shit in the way. I might be going backwards. Or not backwards, but like... Yeah, I believe I am going the wrong direction. Right direction for progression, but I feel like there's something else I can do down here first. Probably in this room here. Now, I'm still on the fence on whether or not this little scoot animation right here is a limitation of what they were working with. Because like this is double-sided, which I don't think even Super Metroid was. The sprite here. Or they couldn't just flip it because they got to keep track of the gun. And I think the idea here is like because she is using the ladders or the grips, whatever you want to call them, with her gun, there might be it probably scoots back like this, just so that it doesn't resolve on the gun, so she's not hanging by the gun. Gravity suit, or gravity suit. I have been told that they set up a lot to just be based around the victory lap near the end of the game. Actually, can I? Might be some wrong way. And I'll get to the victory lap thing when I get to the victory lap thing, I guess. Can't do anything about it. Because I feel like there's pros and cons to that. The game's guided because it has the huge narrative focus, and I get that. So you're not really designed... You're kind of like shoveled into places in a specific order. I don't know. Okay, all Metroid games do that. Let me try that sentence again. As soon as I explode insect with grabby hands. feel like this is gated a lot more tightly than previous games. In terms of where you can go and like where you can explore. Not to like criticize it, just acknowledging that it was a focus and a difference. And I don't think they could have done the narrative in the way that they chose if they had done it any other way. Interesting. Like, they would have had to have done it this way to get what they needed done. Oh, maybe I can bomb up. Let's go. That's probably a... something I can do. Okay. Well, I believe I have done everything I can here. So I shall go over here, down and up. Can I do anything over here? Yes, I have high jump boots. Jank meatball still grows. But I have missiles now. I will say that, like, this jump over this is kind of uncomfortable without getting hit. But, I mean, health in this game isn't exactly hard to acquire, so... It's just slightly uncomfortable, but not, like... And the jump is slightly uncomfortable, but it's not, like, too big of an issue, in my opinion. And exposition dump. Unless we've got trouble. We've had trouble. I am the trouble, and I'm here to remove the other trouble. Recent security lock may have been a bad idea. The saxophone hold has invaded the water environment in Sector 4. Aqua with several thousand X. Patch active, SAX, done easily. Creatures Sector 1 are slow and irregularities currently investigating. Brief you in the navigation room when you arrive. More exposition done. Saxophone, an enemy with the strongest abilities, but does it have reason? Probably not. It's a killing machine. In my current state, I can't face it head on. The saxophone is me, only heartless. I must stop it before it learns the potential and threatens the universe. It learns its potential. It's really wild to hear Samus have thoughts. Because, like, previously she was... They gave her enough context to give you... Or they gave you enough context to know what to do and what you're doing and loosely why you're exploding aliens, but... They didn't give enough characterization to Samus because they didn't really need to. She was basically a self-insert in previous games, and this time she's kind of got a little bit of a life of her own. The sector is taking more damage than expected. I knew the extra powerful instructor, but still, this seems to be purposeful. Second. Sure, this is going okay. There we go. We certainly can't rule out the possibility that SAX is a high degree of intelligence. I find that fascinating, especially with the saxophone. But I digress. The sector is home to a very large creature that the researchers call Ceres. Moving and attacking at ultra-high speed, the more senseless and widespread destruction here may be attributable to Ceres. Put out the saxophone released it, but I can't be sure why yet. There's returned here to the breeding tank here. There's a lot more breeding in this game than I remember.
Natural behavior must be to go back to it periodically. It's a valuable specimen, but you have been authorized to terminate it. If you don't, it may invade other sectors. Find alien, explode alien. Look for the water, but we can't cut the power. Doing so would affect the whole station adversely. Authority lecture. Environmental effects. Conserve energy as you go. Alright, so the aforementioned victory lap I've heard of, in this game specifically, I've been told it's in Zero Mission as well, and it might have different context for that, but in this mission, or in this game specifically, I feel like there would, to give the exploration, to focus more on the exploration and let people, that sentence again, to give the exploration that Metroid is typically known for, because they're gating small chunks as small and as granular as they are in this game, they'd have to do it that way, in my opinion. I don't think you could open it up as fully without... Oh, I love these little crabs. Aw, they're kind of adorable, look at them. I don't think you could gate it this way and still just support the narrative aspect and still give it enough, exploration. Speed booster area, okay. I've made a mistake. I don't know what I was expecting there, but okay. Question is, do I get this speed booster? Am I to be boosted to speed you away in the near future? I feel like they give you the jump thing out of convenience more than anything else. Like, normally they leave that shit for you to... There we go. Normally they leave that to gate content with for specific, like, secrets and stuff, but since they've already gated it so much to begin with in this game, it's not really that useful. Oh, I missed something. I'm a big fan of having, like, the circles showed if there's a secret you've missed. I guess it's probably down here. Yep. They've made the visual affordances consistent, which I like. Interesting. Consistent with the rest of the franchise, I mean. So if you've played Metroid, you already have an advantage in what you're doing. Considering the nature of Metroid, I think it was a good plan. Camera seems fine. I like how it kind of like nudges into place, but then like. Watch Samus' position on screen. She goes to the left, and then it just centers her back in the middle of the screen where she normally is. I think they're doing that pretty well. It's not getting in the way of it, though, which is always the point and always the plus. Let's see. Crab turned into a fish. Turned into a pickle. It's the funniest shit I've ever seen. I legitimately have never watched an episode of Rick and Morty and probably never will, but somehow that meme's just funny to me. Anyway, let's see. I love this background. The red from the blood. Contrasting with the blues. This is a very pretty game. A lot prettier than I remember it being. I always have a soft spot for bright and colorful things. Interesting. I believe I have gone completely backwards. Which is fine. Just means I don't know that I don't have to run across this and go, oh, I gotta go all the way back later. Better now than later. Save it again. Well, it does make me wonder if... I think to the top right of that green room over there with the other save. Yeah, I kept saying that this game had like focused granularity, but it's not really... It's opened up a lot more than I figured it was going to. I mean, you're still locked in an area at a time, unable to get outside of that area. Like, you're still being progressed through one world at a time at the rate of one world at a time, and once you get in that world, you can't leave it until you've completed it. But there's reasonable room for exploration. And I'm not seeing anything detract from it, I should say. Interesting. Oh, I better go this way. Go in here. Into the water. Into the drink. Excuse me? Okay, I think this is a hint. Or a visual marker, shall we say. Because we can't get to it from here. But you can clearly see how this connects to that save room. And there's a tube running left to right. Interesting. And on the map, this is green, marking it as a secret, but I mean, it's not particularly... You're guided into this. This is not the path I'm supposed to be on, but it did give me a secret to mention for later. A minor visual telegraph. Okay, so this is water. And the footsteps. Human bullets. Space bullets that are like energy and some shit. I go down. I should not have gone down. I regret going down. Oh. Can I leave? I made a boo-boo. Small mistake. Huh.
kind of supposed to go through that water after all. I can't come back. I can't leave the way I came. I cannot get over the little spiders just minding their own business and grooving up there. It's so cute. So, I mean, I can't leave. Oh, that's... I have to bomb that, so I guess I'm going in the drink. Nope. This was a terrible idea. Okay, so I am pretty much stuck in here until I can figure out how to leave. Maybe the thought was right, but the direction was wrong. Nope. Oh. Yes, I should have just bombed. Up control unit, interesting. I'm gonna save it before I go do something stupid and die. On this, yes, okay. No, meeting page. 1 second, please. Oh, no, it's one of these. Okay. Earlier visual affordance on the right there, the cracked wall. Now I'm back where I need to be, right next to the boss. Very little health, because I decided to take a shower in Sparks. Nice use of environmental storytelling. The creature that I was supposed to kill is already dead. They do give you the courtesy of regaining all health and missiles with that thing right before. I think it's nice of them. And No grinding. Okay. Oh, I remember this thing. Ooh, this music. Music's a bit funky. Oh, and it's telegraphing that it has a speed booster. And it's built around that telegraph. Nice. Ow. I'm a sucker with anything with a beat like this. I'm a sucker for anything with a beat like this. I think I like the beat more than the texture and the melody, but okay, dude, it's nice. Speed booster. Oh, hello. Notorious Adrian, hello. I'm just playing through this game and having a good time. How are you? It's already demonstrating the thing that I just got. It's going to do. Ah, it is. Okay. What do you think about it? Well, I think it's good. I think it's fun. I should stop saying the word good because that's kind of not the point of what I'm trying to do. But, I mean, I bought this game when it launched. I had fun with it now. I'm having fun with it then. Here, I'm just, I played through the original Super Metroid a while back, and I'm just kind of playing through this one to see what just to get a feel of what the distinctions are between them. Because like this one, they have a lot more of a narrative focus, which I don't know that I'm personally into as much, but I don't want to present that as a mark against it, because it just tried to do something different. So this was like the first Metroid that had narrative in a real capacity. And it took a little bit of the atmosphere out of the game to do so, but I mean, it just makes it different. Let's see. I think I need to go back. Because I can't go through there yet because the water's still down. So I think I've got to go. Maybe I could have done the water pump thing first before I attack the boss. Here, I'd be like, closes all the doors except the one he wants you to go in. Am I right? Yeah. Adam do be like that sometimes. I need to get back down around. Okay. Like I am. Like, I do know the end of the thing, the end of the game where they're like, well, Adam is the AI, or the AI was based on Adam. I do find it a little bit strange. Like, previously to this, she was just kind of like Samus was just like a bounty hunter, and now she has like a military background of some description, which I don't think was ever really touched on. But, I mean, this was also a franchise known for putting gameplay and atmosphere over pretty much everything up to this point, so. If they wanted to take it in a different direction and actually give or flesh Samus out as a character, doesn't really surprise me that much. Just run. Yep. Oh. Run and electrocute myself. There we go. Water level lower. I'm electrocuting myself. Are they going to visually represent it? Yeah, they visually represented it by bringing the water level down below where electricity's happening. So now you can be in the water without being electrocuted. Nice little visual affordance. Oop, and it's now doubling down on it. The electricity is above the water level, so you're not going to get hurt by it. Very nicely done. I do find it interesting that they seem to want you to come back this direction after you get the speed booster, instead of going around, instead of just dumping you back out here. Like, if you look at the area to the right of the boss, it kind of funnels you through that and back down and around. But you can't do anything in the room that it dumps you out into, so you go back the way you came until you get to where I am right now. Right, there's only so much you can do in terms of level design, but especially on something like this, or especially on a Game Boy Advance game in like the early 2000s. It's not like egregious or anything, but I do find it just a little bit strange. Oh, that's how I get back out. Yeah, that's how I get out. I'm gonna go ahead and do that just so that I don't forget it. Okay, shine spark? Maybe? Did I think I just run? No, I just pick it up. Okay. And then that's gonna be fall brick. And this is more. Okay. Huh. I like how I was able to just stop in the middle of there. You know about a hack of this game? There's a randomizer non-linear, so you just break the sequence. Nice. I don't typically play hacks like that. I got nothing against them, it's just not really my thing. But I can see how someone would... I can see how a randomizer of this that would ungate the content like that would be appealing. Little visual bug in the climbing still just... It's like they just that one frame. With the climbing... The little sequence here is just like one frame shorter than it is implemented to be. Let's see, I think I'm gonna go down. Oh, I can't go down this thing now. So I have to go back to where I came. Okay. Did I kill that and it just respawned like a foot from my face? I think as far as randomizers go, I might play the Legend of Zelda one someday. Probably not anytime soon. Or the Link to the Past one specifically. Because that is the only one I'd be familiar enough with the game to do. And I'm not even sure I'd be good at it. I do remember hearing a few years ago about the interesting. I remember hearing a few years ago about the Link to the Past / Super Metroid randomizer that combined them, and I thought that was like really neat from a development standpoint. I play it co-op with a friend all the time. Normally we get to screw early, so all the secret passages between areas are unlocked, and one of us can even go beat Ridley while the other deals with SAX. Nice. I think I remember hearing about the screw attack just unlocking so much in this game. I think. This is the first time I've played this since the game came out, so I'm still like kind of running on memory for a lot of it. That's kind of why I wanted to play it, because I haven't, like, I make games for a living, and I haven't, like, played any of these as a designer. So I'm just going back and, like, reliving them, seeing what I can learn from them. I don't think I can do anything with these guys yet. Nope. These were the guys from Super Metroid that you could use the grappling hook on, if memory serves. That. I can do power bombs, so I can't do anything yet. The kind of games I make. So a lot of the stuff that I do, I'm under NDA for, and the other stuff I don't want to make public because I work in an industry where getting doxxed is like more common than I would like. So there's a section of anonymity that I'm going to be sticking with, but I can say that I make predominantly action games, and I really prefer working in AI more than anything else. I have worked on an RPG, worked on a platformer, and I've made a bunch of prototypes for first-person shooters and such. Oh, wait, I just missed it. I didn't... Or did I already try that and can't get it? I can't get it because of that thing. Okay. Here's my short memory. Oh, nice. Yeah, we all love a good AI. You played Left 4 Dead 2 or Alien Isolation, and those AIs are good. I do like Left 4 Dead. I haven't played it in a long time. Maybe I should play that on stream sometime and just analyze the AI. Alien Isolation, I have anxiety, so spooky games don't really mesh with me well. So I can't do anything until I get more stuff. I think I can do anything. Left 4 Dead 2, I might have to play that soon, actually. That might be fun. The Ceres had been infected by the X2, well, as a result, you recovered an ability. Sure, you may be able to face the SAX yet, but that's still a ways off. HQ is more support data. This time it's missile upgrade data. You desperately need this, but the data room here is sealed with a level 4 lock, the highest in security level. So we're not going to give you the thing I just told you about that you need. To avoid opening sensitive areas until it's less necessary. The data room Sec 2 is blocked by still more SAX activity, and a deliberate activity pattern as if it is blocking or recovering it intentionally. It's almost like the game has a plot and it wants me to guide through different levels. Samus, it looks like your best option for this download is in Sector 3. PYR data room in the map after using the navigation. Yeah. I have noticed that the narrative does slow the game down a bit more than I would like personally, but again, there's no way to add like narrative to the Super Metroid formula without it slowing down the game. So you can have a silent game or you can have a story in it, and there's not really a distinction. There's not really a way to mesh the two particularly well. for exposition dome. The exit have not invaded this area yet. The data room here is sealed by the security hatch and for download. You send the security room here and I can reload 2 hatches. No choice. Recovery's main goal. Map, careful. Hatches agree, release the lock and proceed to the data room for download. Pinged again for some reason. Check something real quick. No ultra-heated areas in the throat, so turn back if you enter one. It's like, hey, you just went through an area with environmental damage that you couldn't brute force. Here's another area with environmental damage you can't brute force. Let's see. I've mentioned it previously, these, a little bit of the graphics here remind me of, like, this just looks like a Space Quest console to me. Which is not a complaint, I just think it's a little neat. A little nostalgia. Because why not? It may have just been the Game Boy Advance's color palette that just happened to force it, or nudge it in that direction. I don't think I can go to these cameras. I can, okay. Ah, I see. I can't do anything here anyway. I'll lay it out. Is it up? Okay. Oh, I just didn't do it. Okay, I understand. Let's see. I'll just go. There we go. What does this do? Oh, that was exactly where I needed to be. Neat. Just bumbled directly into it. It's almost like the level design was good. They're working as intended. I like how they give these recurring enemies like just thrusters for some reason. It's like, yes, these things that have been there since original Metroid can now just completely blast fire out of their feet because of reasons. Well, that doesn't actually tell me how to get out of here. I just now have... Oh, maybe... No, wait, I can just do this. It's a Shine Spark issue. But I just screwed up. I guess this room does kind of lock you into a room, lock you into figuring out how to Shine Spark. I do find that just a bit clunky though. Like, it worked for Super Metroid because they had a literal enemy display it to you, demonstrate it. This one didn't have that. mean, this was like 2002, so whoop, should be there. So like GameFAQs was a thing, so that was around the time you could at least Google that, but that's still... Either I sequence broke something, or that's a little clunky to me. The first legitimately clunky thing I can say about this game. Oh, they said, whoa! Okay, so the thought that just ran in my head was, oh, it's a Super Metroid enemy. I love these guys. I love their design. They just like open their mouth and shoot things, and he's just like, no, I just chomp now. I do like the extended. Did I? Is this just? Oh, I better go on there. I do like the extended use of the missiles. That wasn't really something that felt like it even really needed to be around for much of Super Metroid. They only felt like you ever really needed to use them against bosses, and only then when you ran out of super missiles. With this game, it kind of incorporates more into using them against just standard enemies, and I like that. I like the sound effect for that, it's nice. Ah! Excellent! There we go. See you, Super Bomb. Ah. These guys are great. They're not challenging, but they're very visually threatening. And I think that's used really well. Interesting. Anything else I can do on here? Oh. Aha. I'm not going to go up there yet, but that's interesting. They took a they took a secret route and they made it part of the... I might have mixed feelings about that, actually. I don't know that enough would be... Let me run through that again. Okay, so there is enough... Okay, from above, there's this thing which gives is a little bit of a visual affordance that you might be able to go through it, but like that's only if you're really familiar with Metroid to begin with. I don't know that this would convey enough that you can go under it. I mean, they previously established a segment in a level where you had to go through a level, or you had to go to a room and then drop down to get through it. So like there is like a precedent set to make this work. I don't know if I'd say that would be enough to do that. Like, not even as a critique, just the question in my... There's just a question for it in my mind. Let's see. These are probably going to be too hot. These things dropping fire, I think, is a nice little effect. There's something in here. There it is. Okay. Check something quick. Okay. Let's see. Do that as an exit. Now realizing I have done a lot of things without saving. Too hot, as I anticipated. So going up there will be the same. So they give you enough room to explore a little bit, but not to meaningfully do anything in most areas. I mean, I did get a missile upgrade out of it, so it wasn't, they don't make it feel like a loss. Also too hot, okay. So if I didn't know any better, I'd say they give the implication of, like, the feeling of progress, or not progress, exploration. They give the feeling of progress without ever committing into it fully. That's how I would describe this. Like, they're shy with it. Little heat lamps and the heat effects, nice. I like how these the little green dudes right there finally, you see them like turn their heads and stuff. But now he's not going to do it because I've made him shy. They open their mouths too, interesting. Oh, just walk right into it. I keep like looking at the wrong part of the screen for something and then running into an enemy, and I don't know if that's like colors blending in a bit or if I'm just stupid. But I do feel like both are up on the table in equal parts. I still haven't saved. And that concerns me. Oh, now they're just all super misses. Okay. Could have sworn that was a boss room. Maybe something just broke out of it. Okay. There's the saber. Okay, good. I didn't think they'd try to screw me. And recharger. Excellent. an immediate reason, immediate space to use the new super missiles. And yeah, they feel even better. Nice. I continue to enjoy what they've done in missiles in general. Where do I go from here? Oh, I just go back to navigation. Okay. Not a fan of that morph ball losing all momentum. Preferential statement, not judgment. There's definitely something like that. That's a really nice effect. I feel like what they didn't do with the music and atmosphere that they've done with the previous, they've done into stuff like this. Because that feels and looks amazing. I love this. This is a fun boss fight. Focusing on correct vertical positioning. I like this fight, this is fun. Ooh, battle damage. Oh, and the little heat thing goes in waves, so if you're far enough away, you're not completely screwed. Ooh, that's a lot of battle damage. I like this fight. Fall over there and die and turn into a platform, I believe. No, he just yeeted himself out of the way. That was fun, I like that. Anything here? I cannot. Anything here? Speed boost? Ooh, no. Spinning. I like how the little dude bros, the X, can turn into different enemies. It's like, well, we already know how to do object pooling. Let's just fucking make it look like it. interesting that there's like this is a game built around like you how do I phrase this? It's like there's collectibles and you have to get the collectibles. They're not collectibles. Historically speaking, in video games, they have enemies that drop like power-ups. And this is the only game I can think of where if you don't get it, you're punished by it. Because, like, the enemies can come back. Is there really nothing I can do here to get rid of this? I don't have room to... I don't have room to do that thing, so I shall move on, I suppose. Where to? I believe I just go back. Yeah, I like the navigation. Something real quick. Checking something real quick. Return to the exposition. See that you have encountered a rogue security robot. You may destroy it if you meet it again. Your safety is vital. But as to your brief, level 2 locks, security locks are released, so sectors 5 and 6 are open. Spoiled for choice. That means those sectors have also likely been infiltrated by X. They are much harder to stop than we initially suspected. Sector 5, Arc is Sub-Zero. You're still susceptible to cold from the vaccine side effects, so I'm not supposed to go there yet. Take damage even set foot inside there. We will continue to gate content and give you the illusion of progression through exploration. And I am kidding. Avoid Sector 5 for now, but in the meantime, HQ is working on data to adjust your suit for extreme temperatures. Once we have the transmission, you can download it, but the X have destroyed all the data rooms you have used so far. I no longer doubt their capacity for critical thought. You have to use the data room in the night habitat, Sector 6. Sector 6, and activate navigation room there. We will give you more exposition. Is your objective clear? Tread lightly, Samus. We're the only one who can do this. X may be much more dangerous than we know. There is the question in my mind about why they just didn't explode this thing from space, since they knew everyone in it was already dead. Oh. Samus suspect anything? Oh, this is ominous. No, I do not think so.
Good. Monitor her closely.
Affirmative. Out. I just wanted to see if it would be able to do that, or to shine spark in the ball. Very Superior data is here from HQ, and if download, give us into the data room, but there's a problem. X from the Sub-Zero sector are in Sector 6. Hey,
been changed by the core. If you absorb one, you'll be damaged from within. These are beamed to stun them in order to get down. Interesting. I do like that, like, narratively, they're like, well, she's just gonna eat us, so let's make that painful. Let's make that suck for Samus. What is that? I love it! That's incredible. Let's make this rainbow pillbug thingy. Spinning. Just out of curiosity. I do like this little ring effect that she's got around her right now, because like it's not dark in any capacity, but that little ring kind of gives the impression either that it's going to be dark, or it just gives her a little bit of but the darkness is implied. I'm making him shimmy. Also, like the missiles being ineffective and just falling off is also a nice effect. I can't help but notice there's a bit of a similarity between these little sections and, yeah, like these things freezing and everything, and like traditional going after. Whoa, they took a lot of damage. Jeesh. I'm not gonna do this yet. I feel like there's a little bit of crossover between traditional Metroid, the sections where you're hunting Metroids proper, and like having to freeze them, and these things just coming after you. I'm not gonna go there either. Let's see how badly this will kill me, though. I'm just curious. Oh, that is full-on death. And then I died to the... Okay. Save this in case BizHawk decides to explode on itself. I'm going to intentionally not go down there as a visual affordance later that I need the screwy attack. I really like that they give you super missiles. They just upgrade your existing missiles. It doesn't really mean anything in the context of like damage or output or anything, but it just feels good to have. Like, hell yes. Like the screen shakes when I hit things and it's great. Ah, shit. You've been bamboozled. Can't get up back up. Anyway. Shit.
think this is like that they give that much damage. It's just a bit of a pain in the ass. But like, it's not like if I get killed by this, I don't really feel like it's cheap. Especially considering that like it could feel like it's cheap. Oh, this is just straight up Castlevania. This background right here, I like it a lot. Ah, shit. I'm about to die. Didn't die. That could feel a lot cheaper than it does. Is what I meant to get across. I don't know why this is just funny to me. It's like, no, get out, get away. But anyway. That's a lot of dudes. Continuing the tradition in this game of giving you farmable rooms before a save point. Which, incidentally, I believe just gave me an entire energy tank. Try that again. Yeah, just about. If one of those hadn't been a, I was going to say it again. If one of those hadn't have been a missile upgrade, that would have been a full energy tank. Nice placement. Oh, or otherwise I could have just grabbed this and got all of my energy back. That's cool. Alright, so I believe this, yeah, time-honored tradition of hitting a dead end and having to go up or down. I say time-honored, it's happened about 3 times now, but getting used to the muscle memory of this level design. Ooh, I remember this. This is when Dude Bro at Kill Death shows back up again and is like, hello there. Have you forgotten that I've stolen your shit? Allow me to destroy this thing because you can't. I do think that these little... I've mentioned it before, and I feel like the tone is a bit reduced in comparison... The tone and atmosphere is a lot reduced in comparison to previous entries, but I do think that they doubled down on these moments right here, and I think they're done pretty well. I feel like there's gonna be... Oh. I think if, like, Samus would be trying, or the SAX would be, like, blowing through this place. Or maybe stuck over there if I had actually, like, gotten her attention. Kind of figured that was a fall block from how that was set up. Ah, shit! Damn it. Never do that. There does seem to be a secret over here, so... This background right here reminds me so much of the Game Boy Advance Castlevanias. Which is something else I probably should play on here. 'Cause I absolutely haven't played them
since I went through college the first time before I went into games. Wait. Okay, so that's just... Are these still going to be 3 hits or they 1 now? Oh, they're just 1 because of the super message. Good. They kept the consistency. Oh yeah, this thing like straight up steals the power and then escapes. No! Come back with my shit. Whoa! Ah! What? What am I missing here? Oh, I don't use bombs. Interesting. The one time you don't use bombs. Or not bombs, missiles. I like that they have that, because usually you just... Traditionally in Metroid, when you get to a boss, you just unload missiles and that's all there is to it. But this time, they're like, no, you're going to have to work for it. And you're going to have to figure it out, and they're going to give validation to other attacks. Now, I don't think getting the super missile upgrade increases time to kill on these, and I don't think it should either. Survive extreme temperatures! Oh, I'm yellow and red for some reason. It's a interesting choice. Oh. Oh, I like what they did with those. These were like just these random things in Super Metroid that had no attack whatsoever. They just kind of like rammed into you, but like they give them poison attacks. Neat. Okay, so I'm not going to do anything in here anyway, but I like what they did with that design. Yes, you heal me. I shall consume you. Bye. There we go. Ah. Perfect. Let's go back in here and save again. Okay, so there really aren't that many, like, there aren't any, like, actual dark places, but they just give the illusion for that it'll rain. That's nice. Okay, so now I've done everything that I can do here. About 100% completion, but there's certainly a... Okay, let's go up. Is there anything I can do over here, perhaps? No. Okay. Like this, getting the various suit just completely changes the tone of that little area. Where you're trying to avoid the little blue guys, and then it's suddenly like, yes, come to me, brah. Consume. Oh, now they're running away from you. Nice. This little environmental effect, perhaps? Environmental's the wrong word. Characterization. I swear to God, I said that way too many times on the stream. Somebody's gonna start making a drinking game out of that eventually. Oh my god, I love that. It's a bait and swap. I mean, the real power-ups past here, but I love that little trick. That was so nice. So interesting. I don't remember ever seeing that before. Does it come back? It's almost like there's like a visual distinction between it and the rest of them. No, it looks the same, I think. There's no tells, you just get close to it, and it's just like, meh. I'm actually a bad thing. Meh. I mentioned earlier that I feel like they made, like, part of the idea behind how restrictive this was to make the game more accessible. The difficulty and the changes they've made to the AI to make them more aggressive. I don't think that's the case. I think they just wanted to make it story-driven. Hello, Mr. Adam. Could you please give me some exposition? How did that X download the various suit data? It doesn't seem to make any sense at all unless the X ... Unless the X have the ability to process data organically.
To the rate, you have the various suit data. Now you will be protected from extreme temperatures. More importantly, the SAX will no longer be able to freeze you, so you can escape easier. But you're still too weak. I think it's too much for you. You currently have no way of damaging it, but my simulations indicate that a penetrating weapon like the plasma beam might work. Developing modification data will take HQ some time, though. Who is HQ exactly? There's also a chance that you may be able to restore your plasma beam by absorbing the large core X. So on and so forth. Ice beam for HQ was developed an ice missiles upgrade? Huh. How convenient that they put it in the ice area. I think I'm going to get to the ice level and then call it a day. Probably stream the rest of this tomorrow morning. I feel like I'm at least halfway through this game at this point. Bonk. Download data files now upgraded by us. You might expect the data room to be secured. Security hatches in yellow. The security lock for as usual. Experiment with those new missiles. They will be helpful. Thanks. There we go. Alright. Let's do this real quick. Yep. Okay, this has been fun. Thanks for hanging out. I'm gonna go get a snack. And we'll talk to you later. See ya.